On this episode, I talk to you about creditor harassment, what's allowed and what's not.
Joining us this morning is Edward Sanchez, president of Money Sharp.
Hey everybody, I'm Edward Sanchez. Welcome back to the Money Sharp Show. This is episode number 22. We made it, episode 22. And in this episode, I want to talk to you about creditor harassment. So I get calls where clients will contact us and they say, hey, listen, can they do this? Like they called me at my work. They called me at my job. Can they do this? So I need my notes. I'm going to give you the list of things that creditors cannot do. Yes, they can contact you and they can try to collect. And I will tell you that the rules are different for debt collectors, which are debt buyers, and original creditors. Okay? So if you owe money to Visa credit card or Discover, we're going to use Discover credit card. So if you owe money to Discover credit card, they're going to use their tactics. They're going to call you. They're regulated as well. Okay? They provide services, but they also have a collections department, so they can contact you. But once they sell that off and they sell it to a debt buyer, now it's out to the dogs, right? The hounds are out, and these guys buy your debt for pennies on the dollar, 3 cents on a dollar. So anything they make above 3 cents is profit, and they're gunning for 100 cents on a dollar. That's where they're starting, okay? And they use all these types of unscrupulous tactics. So let me go through what they cannot do. Number one, they cannot ask you to pay more than what you owe, okay? So if you owe Discover Card $1,200.03, they cannot send you a bill for collections that's greater than $1,200.03 and say that they've roped in or added in any additional collection costs or whatever the case is. Remember, they bought it for pennies on a dollar. They cannot call you before 8 a.m. or after 9 p.m. And I know I have clients that have told me that they've had calls from creditors before those hours or even after those hours, okay? And I'm going to tell you what you can do about this after the fact. They cannot ask you to pay interest or fees. That's not allowed by law. Okay? The debt is what it is. They can't ask you to pay interest or fees on top of that. They can't dial you repeatedly and make continuous calls to you. So just kind of like hit you over the head, bam, 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 and continue to call you consecutively. They cannot do that. They can't give information to family, friends, neighbors, coworkers about your debt or that they're trying to collect a debt. So they call your house and your cousin answers the phone. They say, well, can you put John on the phone? This is important business because I'm trying to get him to pay off this balance. He owes us money. They have to be discreet. They can't give your business away. They can't make annoying, harassing, or abusive phone calls. I think abusive are the most common ones I hear about. They can't threaten to have you arrested for non-payment. So I hear this a lot. I'm going to have a sheriff at your house. You need to give me your bank account. You need to give me your routing information. You need to give me the ability to process a payment today, ma'am, or we're going to have you arrested. No one's going to arrest you. They can't do that. I've heard it happen. They can't do that. They can't fail to disclose their identity. They can't say, well, I'm not going to tell you who this is, but you owe us money and you need to pay. Who's this? Who are you calling on behalf of? I want to talk to this person. You put them on the phone. Well, who's calling? I'm not. That's none of your business. You get John Smith on the phone. They can't fail to disclose who they are or where they're calling from. They can't threaten violence. They can't threaten to harm you, to your property, or your reputation. We're going to put this in the paper. We're going to ruin you, all this stuff. And then they can't contact people other than yourself, okay, or your attorney. So they can't contact anyone other than you or your attorney regarding this specific matter. Now, this is a long list of things that can't be done, and I've seen or heard of all of them happen to clients that reach us and ultimately are trying to find ways to resolve their financial situation. So what can you do? There is a Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, FDCPA. I'll say it again. You can Google it. Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. And if you Google it, you're not only going to find what the specific act is, you're going to find a list of the things that I read off to you, but you're also going to find ads by attorneys that aggressively pursue creditors. So they're hounding you. They pursue debt buyers or debt collectors. And so if someone is trying to collect from you and they violated any number of these things, what I recommend is you document it. You have a smartphone. do a screen capture when that number's coming in from on your caller ID from the debt buyer. Okay, so look here, I just got 6 calls in 5 minutes. So you do a nice screen grab, that's on there. Phone records will show how often they call you. So if it's abusive, if they're calling you before hours or after hours, all of these things are more easily documented with technology. So that's pretty cool. And what you're doing is you're documenting who called, ask them your name. What branch or office are you calling from? Get these details. You don't have to talk to them any further if you're already talking to an attorney to represent you regarding your debt. But you want to have all the details documented. You're basically building a case. Then you can go to an attorney, which they'll take the case typically on contingency, which means that if they win, they'll collect from what they're able to get from the debt buyer or the debt collector. But it's per offense, they can go after these guys. And these are lucrative cases. They make money for the attorneys. So if you have a case, the attorney's going to take it on. If you don't have the case, the attorney's going to say, well, sorry, I can't help you with this. But the more prepared, the better documented you are with your information, you can hit a creditor with not just one offense, but multiple offenses. And really, the idea is of protecting yourself and not letting somebody abuse their power or try to use leverage against you. If you owe money, I understand the right thing is to do is to pay it. But there are abusive tactics out there and businesses that are unscrupulous. So protect yourself. That's what I got for you in this episode 22. I want to thank Dr. Wayne Dyer, God bless your soul, Anthony Robbins, and I want to thank Gary Vaynerchuk. Guys, leave comments or questions below, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Make your money sharp.